This is AMZN on Monday, August 12th, 2019. We had a really nice pre-market pre-market resistance right in here, right about 1800. We stayed above that Friday, so this is a gap down, bearish retest gap from Friday's bearish candle on the daily. And then very quickly moved down and recovered, came right back up, made a new high in the day with a really nice inverted hammer. That rolled down, and then we had another rally right back into the same level and had a really nice hammer here, inside candle that then broke down and rolled down, make a new low on the day at that point. So it was looking like this would be somewhat of a triangle. It just didn't really shape up as much. You're making higher lows here, but then it doesn't move back up, and you're making really relative highs. It is slightly higher highs on the day. But what was really key today is this midday, late morning breakdown. It actually gapped down from the close of this candle to the open of this candle, and then did the same thing again here from this candle down to this candle. And this is really, really close to what some would call like a murder of crows. So this is a really nice new, what's it called? New black crow. No, new black something. A bearish candle. Can't remember the name of it right now. Another one here where we open and close below the prior day's close. So it's a gap down here, a gap down here. And what was really nice is having a retest right back into the 21, right back into the highs here. And I think, let's see, yeah, made a higher high by 4 cents. So some more bulls are getting in because, that makes it a bullish engulfing. And this is a really nice, bounce from a rally out of this indecision candle. So, this is a retest of that, whatever that perspective was. But really at this point, it's like, okay, there's a little more bearishness coming in. We've got some great inverted hammers up in here and some really nice risk to reward to get down to the low of the day, and it even moved past that. And so at this point, back here, you could have been getting in bearish, getting into puts. When it comes right back up to this level on the option, the price drops some rather than being very similar price for the stock. So we'll take a look at puts, and this is the 1750 put. I like how at that level we're coming back into Friday afternoon's lows at 7, but right as it opened up, if you tried to do like 10 by 9, wouldn't have worked, probably wouldn't have been filled here. But then a little bit later, that first invert hammer, you could have gotten in 9 by 8, and that would have worked for 2R up to 11. And then getting in again here, probably after this candle forms, getting in 8 by 7. So it's like 10 by 9 didn't work, 9 by 8 did work, and then 8 by 7 did work. So it's like stepping back $1 each time it has one of these rallies, because you're just eating away that bearish premium every time it moves up like this and like this. And then you're in it going bearish this way. You're in it from here down. You're in it from here down. And you took this one at 2R, but this one, it took a little longer to get down to that same level. And then once it got down here, it just collapsed more quickly. And so really it's a matter of where you set your target. If you still did 2R, so you got in at 9, you're out at 11, you're in at 8, you're out at 10, you missed out on the run up to 14 to make, really pretty much the same high on the day. Let's see, the high here was 1467, and here was 1485. So it did make a new high in the day later on, which is, good because it pushed down that much lower here rather than here. This line was that uptrend channel that we were talking about days ago, that were into that same range. We just came back down into that. This was a really nice stair step for a few days here, 3 days here that broke out. This could be just a retest of that breakout, or it could be a rollover. And if we go back to the daily here, we've gapped down, and we've actually held the high pretty much of this uptrend channel. And so we've done that before where we gapped, bearish retest gap down, and that was right here. And we had a small candle. It looked like it could be a bouncing candle the next day, and then continued lower with another bearish candle. And I think the same potential is right here. We did get into the 5 exponential here. We almost touched it today. The value is 1804.66, and oops, wrong way. Today's high. Oops, I guess I could. Sorry, it was today's high. I'm clicking back to the 5 minute. I don't have to do that. 1,898 cents was the high, and the 5 was right at 1804.66. So we were only about $4 away from that, but we got into that level, into the 5 yesterday. We haven't been up to the 21 in a while, but we've done that before on this bearish move or bullish move here, and the bearish move here, and the bullish move here. So it's just not interacting with the 21, but that's okay. So we'll see how far this comes down. If we can get a nice little bouncing sort of candle here, it's going to get some bulls loading in and think that, okay, this is just an opportunity to get in because I missed it down here and it should go higher, and then potentially see a bearish candle like this on Wednesday where we come down, and let's see, 13th is tomorrow, 14th, looks like the 15th, Thursday, we've got X marks the spot down here. I wonder if we'd get down to 1747 the next couple of days here, which would be taking out the low here if it did that. And I think more bears would just hop on at that point. And I mean, this kind of thing doesn't have to happen. This was when we were in a bullish move, bullish trend, and on a shorter term basis. We're still in a bullish trend on a long term basis, but shorter term, we should probably compare it to something that was moving down, like in this area. So here's 2 candles similar to these 2. Didn't have as much of a bearish move. We had a bearish retest gap that actually turned into a positive candle instead of this one. Maybe kind of like this. I wonder if we'd get something like this where we had a bearish gap. No, that was a bullish candle, so this is a bearish bearish gap and go. This was a bearish retest, but I just wonder if we'll get some sort of secondary, if we can rally and then break down again tomorrow. That's another way to play it. If we get a move back up after hours or in the morning. Just looking for other candles that are doing something similar. And we have the little jog back up, back down. So yeah, something in this area on its way down, potentially finding some support in an uptrend. We're below that here. So I guess maybe this gap down that rallied better, and then another gap down. We could have another gap down tomorrow. I don't know. We'll just have to see what the 5 minute's doing. But we did have a really nice breakdown today, and this is a bit of a retest into kind of the low previous earlier in the day, and so we could just continue to roll back down tomorrow as we open up and roll back down, or retest a little bit more into this triangle, roll back down. But it looks like we get some moves lower and a retest, and lower and a retest. I guess this one was the retest, making a triangle. But some key levels in this range here around 1785 that we came down to. So this is kind of resistance here. I'm really just seeing this as a bigger, if we're going bullish, this is a bigger retest of what happened a few days last week. And so, we're definitely into the highs in these candles, and we really need to bounce tomorrow, get back up in this uptrend channel here if we're going to go bullish. It's got to happen really soon, if not tomorrow, Wednesday, but it needs to go sideways a little bit and start to move up. I thought maybe it was going to stay up in this range for a couple of days and trap some bulls and some bears, people loading in. But we've got X marks the spot here on the 15th, and X marks the spot here on the 14th. So really we're at one of those points that it could go either way. We've got some clear locations for targets at the next range, but we're in somewhat of a no man's land here. In the past, we moved through this quickly here, slowly here. So we go back a little bit more, very slowly here, and just chopped around through it. Yeah, quickly here, slowly in here, kind of dipped into it there. So, we're in a range that hasn't had a lot of history in this price range, but we're already spending more days in this range than we were here. And I wonder if we're doing something kind of opposite of this one, where we ran up, chopped around, ran up. Now we're running down, chopped around, run down. I wonder if we could do something where we come back up to 1815 and then break down to 1747 the next day. That'd be remarkable to have that happen, especially because like the 16th is monthly expiration on options. So I wonder if that would trap a whole lot more people protecting positions, or I don't know. I'm not sure what that would do if we did something like that. It's such a big move from one to the next. But so yeah, what I'm speculating, and we'll just have to kind of see how it works out. But if we do something like this, we're just sideways a little bit, rally, and then that's where we kind of complete this sort of triangle and then break down. And it'd almost be similar to, that was a really bad line, to kind of the flat bottom we got here and the downtrend here, and that squeeze really just catapulted us higher here. I wonder if we're doing something opposite of that, where we've got a little more downtrend that we're going to show, or even if we could actually come up here, take out the high, people are loading up bullish, touch the 21 and roll back down there. That may take a couple more days to do that. Then we've got, this X marks the spot on Thursday or on Wednesday, and then this one on Thursday. So, but any of these things are possibilities. It's just kind of waiting to see how it starts to play out. So if we get a gap up, possible bullish gap and go. If we go sideways, some resting, which it needs some resting. This was a nice smaller day candle, but there were some moves that we just went over for the puts. And there were some of the calls too, but you would have had to be getting in at a place that it wasn't as clear. Just kind of a lot of indecision here. That started to break out, but this was a really nice inverted hammer, and then that quick rally. And then you came back down, and let's see, you got a tweezer-ish bottom. This was 13 cents off a tweezer bottom. But even this stair step looked like, oh, it's just going to roll over. This is a double top. Like here, it's a retest. It's going to roll over, and then it rallies. So it's like, at what point were you getting in here thinking you're going to rally up to a new high? This was more so, this is a rally up into the neckline and a rollover potential. And still, you can mitigate your risk and play it off of, some of these candle levels in here, what those prices would be at on the options. So that would have been, seeing the low here is 9, so sitting trading in 9 by 8, but it didn't even get up to, well, maybe it gets up to 11. But more than likely, you're probably exiting for an R, maybe at like 10, and that would be counter trend since that's going bullish on a bearish retest gap. So it should retest, but it doesn't always have to. And today, surprisingly, we had 1, 2, 3 retests back up into making new highs in the day. So pretty remarkable move to do that. And you can see there's a lot of bulls getting in that ultimately ended up getting trapped over here. You see that bearish volume coming in as we make a new high in the day. This was kind of the one that finally stopped out a bunch of bulls that had to stop right here, or more bears getting in, pushing it lower. And this was a really nice stair step, somewhat of an inside body really, but made a slightly lower low and lower high. And then inside candle here that ultimately broke down. And it seems like this should have rolled out even further. And instead, we just got some chop sideways and then a rally pretty much into the close. So even this would have been a nice potential play, but you would have had really the right option to take this bullish. And this was kind of the better risk to reward, going bearish here and potentially here, but this one was harder to read. Or harder to, well, let me take it back. You gotta look at the option for what the prices were, at this point of getting in here. And I don't know if you got that same option price here or not. So that would have been over here. I guess, yeah, probably doing 9 by 8 would have worked over here if you waited rather than just getting in right as that broke. So yeah, I take it back. That totally could have worked to take this this bearish as it broke down. on a retest, and kind of dissuading yourself of, oh, that's a really bullish candle, this is a bullish S curve, instead holding that bearish perspective that, hey, let's just retest on the daily. We can go lower from here, and don't quite go lower here than here, compared to that, but we do ultimately do that by the end of the day. So bearish retest gap totally worked out. So talked about what could happen the next couple of days. We'll see if we can get some nice consolidation and some triangles that be a little more obvious than this, and just be patient for the trades set up. So hope this helps. This is just AMZN. Thanks.